Food. Grow as much as you can, as often as you can, and as long as you can. Hi, I'm Annette and welcome to Kitchen Garden Farmhouse. In today's video, I'm going to be going over with you 4 things that I'm currently growing in the garden and some gardening tips about those 4 items along the way. Let's get started. If you'd like to see more videos with tips in building your garden, please take a moment to subscribe, ring the notification bell, and give the video a thumbs up. Thank you. First, I want to let you know that behind me you'll see some commercial ground cover on the ground. I am recycling this from my old garden in 2023. So approximately this area here is about a 30-foot by 30-foot, so roughly 900 square feet. This will give me plenty of room to start my new garden in this area. Part of it is sun, and way here in the back you'll see it's shaded by those trees back there. So that's great because I would like to plant also some plants that loves part shade and part sun. Irish potatoes are so easy to grow, and there are so many different varieties to choose from. Russet, purple, yellow, petite, red, white, fingerling, and so many more. Irish potatoes is a cool weather crop. They don't do really good when the weather gets really hot. So it's best to start your Irish potatoes as soon as your climate will allow you to do that. Also, it's best not to grow your potatoes in soil where you grew other nightshade vegetables last year, like peppers, tomatoes, eggplants, and Irish potatoes. That will help reduce some risk of diseases. You have your determinate potatoes and your indeterminate. The difference between the two is their growth patterns. Your determinate potatoes grow in a single layer, and your indeterminate grow in multiple layers up the vine. Now, both of them needs to be mound up or healed up, but your indeterminate potatoes needs to be healed up a lot more because those potatoes grow up the vine, and the more that you heal them up with soil, the more they have a chance to grow more potatoes as they grow up the vine. But on your determinate potatoes, you still want to mulch them or heal them up somewhat because you want to protect them from excess sun shining through, which would turn the potatoes green, make them bitter and undesirable to eat. I have my Irish potatoes planted in 5 separate containers. Now the larger ones, if I remember correctly, I planted 2 per container, and on the smaller ones over here, I planted just 1 potato per container. As you can see there, the canopy is looking really nice. It's bright green, they look healthy, and they're doing well. I fertilized these at the beginning of when I planted the potatoes about a month ago. They have not been fertilized since then. I let the soil dry out a little bit, but not too dry before I water them again. But I would recommend to fertilize your potatoes, depending on how well they do, maybe about once every 2 or 3 months throughout the growing season. Now these Irish potatoes are extra special to me because these are the very first vegetables or anything far as that goes that I have planted in my new garden spot this year. Also, since I spoke to you last, I did come in here and added a little bit more soil around the base of all the potato plants just to make sure that I have enough in here so once the potatoes gets a little bit bigger, they will not turn green on me. My sweet potato vines are growing healthy and doing quite well. They're about a month old now. Pretty soon it'll be time to harvest some of these to get them planted as slips in containers or the ground to start growing my sweet potatoes. They are a warm season crop. They love the hot, humid weather. Here are the orange flesh sweet potatoes. And over here is the Murasaki, which is white flesh sweet potatoes. As you can see, they are growing and vining a lot slower than the orange flesh ones are. Depending on what variety you get, it takes anywhere from 90 days to 110 days for sweet potatoes to mature. And so if you have not started your potatoes as slips yet, now's the time to get them started. And if you live in a cooler climate, just keep them warm somewhere until the outside conditions become warmer. I'm going to share with you a short clip of a previous video on how to get your sweet potato slips started. Once your sweet potato vines get big enough, then just come down here at the very bottom and then just grip it at the root zone and just wiggle it back and forth gently to pull the roots up from the sweet potato. This is a nice sweet potato slip. After you harvest your sweet potato slip, you need to clean it up some. If it looks like there's a root growing on the bottom here, go ahead and snip that off. We want all the energy to go into the roots right now, so we're going to break off the lower leaves and just follow the main stem all the way up. Leave just a couple leaves at the top. Put the sweet potato slip in some water. Put down some kind of watering system so your sweet potato slips can be well watered while they get established. Insert the tool in the ground as far as it will go. I'm using an organic product. The NPK is 374. Sweet potatoes like some more phosphorus and potassium over nitrogen. Add a little bit of water to the hole and then plant it as deep as it will go and backspace it with soil and pack it down. I've got good news about my pineapple plants. They're going to survive. In the previous video, you may remember that these pineapple plants have been through a lot of stress. Actually, because of different life events, they have been dug up twice and replanted, putting them through a lot of shock and a lot of stress. I came out here the other day and I was surprised to see that every plant except for one has begun to flower and bloom right in the middle. I'm going to bring you up close to show you that right now. Here's my first plant, and as you can see, right here in the middle is a beautiful pineapple bloom sprouting, and it looks so beautiful here. Now, I was going to try to force bloom these plants because these plants are older than 2 years but less than 3 years. They're definitely old enough to bear fruit, but because of the stress, it kind of set them back. If your plant has 30 of these leaves here, then they are definitely mature enough to bloom and to produce a pineapple. If they are struggling to do that, you can force bloom them by getting some rotten apples, place one in the middle. You want to cut it up in slices and then just strategically place some apples in between these leaves here, and then put a bag over top of the pineapple plant, seal it in and kind of shade it somewhat from the direct sun, and leave that on there for a couple days to a week. And what will happen is the apples will produce ethylene gas, which is a flower stimulating blooming growth hormone. Here is my second pineapple plant, and as you can see, the beautiful bloom that's forming right here in the middle. My third pineapple plant, beautiful bloom in the middle. Now, I learned this the hard way. Pineapple plants do have some little tiny thorny stickers that will stick in your skin instantly if you're not wearing some protective gloves of some sort. And some of these stickers are along the edges here of these stems that comes out. So getting close to the pineapple plants, I would definitely recommend wearing gloves to prevent those little thorny stickers sticking you in your skin, because they can be kind of hard to get out. This video is part 1 of 2. Please look for part 2 of 2 to finish this video. Please take a moment to subscribe if you have not done so already. Every time you leave a like, comment, and share the video with others, you help Kitchen Gardening Farmhouse to grow. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.